Once again, hello, Dr. Curry. After reading chapter 4 and watching chapter 4's lecture video, I've come to understand that nonverbal is present in everyday life, even if I try to avoid it. um, some things that I have learned from the video is about the up talk and I forgot, but down fry, the deep like reasoning of the voice. I tend to up talk a lot, especially when I'm talking to my customers. I'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like my voice pitch goes like, "Phew," which is just me trying to come off as very friendly and easygoing. And I still do it even with my superiors. I tend to do it with everyone I'm really close with. I learned a lot about the closeness, and I found it very interesting about the whole handshake thing in the chapter. And then posture and dress. Posture I knew a little bit about because from my experience, my boss, when he comes to the store, he'll have like that he excludes like that I'm the boss, I own it, I run the shop type of attitude just from the way he stands, and he'll give you that glance. Now he's not very like, he doesn't come out as very powerful or too over demeanoring, dominating, sorry, but he does come off as, he does elude that like I'm the boss. Posture and then clothes. When he comes to the store, I do understand he does wear casual clothes, which fits in with us that are wearing the uniforms of the store to make us seem professional. So it's understandable, the whole clothes situation, and discussed in the lecture and in the video. I found it quite surprising about the whole distance. I'm trying not to say and like a lot like I usually do, but it's really hard. Sorry. So yes, the whole distance was very fascinating to me, and especially how you were saying about the eye contact, and when you went, I forgot where, but you did say, I think Dubai, that you went to visit, and that it meant if females looked at guys in the eyes, it meant that they were trying to get together or get married, or they found them as potential husband material or wife material. I found it very interesting and quite shocking and surprising. Some of my customers from that area do tend to share that with me. A way I have noticed that nonverbal communication is part of my life is my customers, like you said, different cultural backgrounds. My Japanese or more Asian customers tend to be a little bit more quiet, more observant, very respectful. I've come to notice that they keep their distance. Like my normal customers, I'll tend to stand a little close to them, and that's just to show like a friendly atmosphere, but also just to give them a sense that they can trust me. And so with them, I've come to understand that the less close you stand to them is more respectful towards them. So that's what I tend to do. And also, I don't tend to try to communicate as much unless they start the communication, because they tend to be male figures, so they're usually the ones to start conversation or lead conversation on, which is quite understandable. And then from that, I've come to learn that I do a lot of up talk as well. Without even realizing, I'll do a lot of up talk, especially to my dogs. You know, those little squeaky, whiny voices I do with my dogs and my family. I tend to do it with everyone, in all honesty, and I think it just presents me as a more friendlier person, but I do see it getting annoying in some aspects. I personally do it in the situations it's suitable in. I do feel like I do that though. Apart from that, I really have learned a lot, because nonverbal communication is unavoidable. Also, I just wanted to make a quick little sidetrack a little bit. I've watched Grey's Anatomy, and in one of the episodes, I believe, Dr. Amelia, the main character, Dr. Shepard's sister, she's also a neurosurgeon. Sorry about the dog barking. She does find a case study where standing like in a Superman pose with like the students in your lecture video with the hands on the hips tends to give one the feeling that they can accomplish and everything. And I've done it before in a situation where it was getting a little too out of hand for me, so I stood in that Superman pose and owned up to it. And after I got out of it, I really felt like I could overcome what I was going through at that time. So that's a way of nonverbal communication that I found to be really interesting. And it is quite true that nonverbal communication is involved in everyone's life. Also, I really learned, I felt like I could really connect with you through your last quote about smiling, because it is true. Everyone has a different situation that they're going through. And by giving someone a simple, even if it's a stranger and you don't know them, by giving them a simple smile, you could be lighting up their life a little bit, or their day, better said, a little bit. And it is true. I've had customers come in and they seem a little down, and I smile at them and they'll smile back, and I'll try to get them to smile without coming out like too pushy, and I feel much better, and they tend to leave much more happier as well. So nonverbal communication is unavoidable no matter what. Even when you're sleeping, it's nonverbal communication that you don't want to be bothered. Don't bother my beauty sleep. I'm just playing, but definitely nonverbal communication is definitely something that is part of us. It's ingrained into our sole existence as humans. So yes, that is what I learned from chapter 4. Yes, and chapter 4 is lectures. Goodbye.